Today's young people, like you and me, are surrounded by conversations about the future. Our social media feeds are filled with politics and global events that can shape our everyday lives. Every day, we see decisions made by policymakers that directly affect the world that we live in and the world we will inherit. Yet, despite many having strong opinions on these topics, some students don't have real opportunities to express them. They may feel intimidated by how polarized discussions have become nowadays, and consequently, young voices are never truly heard. This is the reason behind Lunch for Democracy. Lunch for Democracy is a student-comprised group meeting where students discuss what democracy means to them and in the modern world. Facilitators guide the conversation and ensure that students have the opportunity to voice their opinions and listen to others as they voice theirs. Lunch for Democracy offers a chance for students like us to discuss our ideas for the future of democracy in a setting where our opinions, which are unique to us, are actually heard and valued. Haru and I noticed that our school lacked an environment like Lunch for Democracy. Students like us have strong opinions, but nowhere to express them. So we decided to facilitate our own Lunch for Democracy. We put up flyers around the school and invited fellow students to join us. Over a couple of boxes of Little Caesars pizza, we held our group discussion during pack and lunch in the school basement. We started out by providing definitions of basic concepts, such as what democracy is, different types of democracy, and the theories of democracy, elitist, pluralist, and participatory. After we got that out of the way and gave out the pizza, the true discussion began. The discussion quickly turned into one about politics, but we tried to steer everyone away from talking purely about it, as that's not what the meeting's about. Interesting ideas were discussed, such as the illusion of choice in voting as a possible reason for younger generations aren't voting in elections, and the diversity of thought within political parties. Then, interestingly, we started talking about how democracy applies to our school. Ideas were thrown around, like how voting in the school government is nothing more than a popularity contest than an actual earnest system of school democracy.
My biggest takeaway from this was the amount of unique opinions that everyone had. These are people from very different backgrounds, so they all give very different ideas that I'm not normally used to seeing.
How do I believe this discussion helped me think about democracy? I believed it opened my perspective up to what other people believe democracy is, and not just a vote for of the populace for what they believe is beneficial for them, but just more perspectives and ideas to it as a whole.
A moment where I felt my opinion being challenged or me gaining different thinking was definitely with Nico and Ray. I think Ray definitely corrected me on a lot of things that I maybe wasn't as clear or articulate on, and he definitely helped change my opinions on that and made me understand the topic more. And I think me and Nico definitely had very different ideas and opinions, and I think that we had a very good discussion about them.
The environment was pretty welcoming, it was pretty open. I didn't feel like I was just a spectator. I was engaged in the conversation, and they were welcoming my opinion into the conversation, adding on, and just overall giving me more to work with, to learn what to say.
I think some of the biggest qualities of a meeting like this is definitely, like I said before, getting all these people from different backgrounds to all talk about the same topic. I think you don't usually get that all the time. You're usually with your friends, and usually your friends have the same opinions as you. So having all these different people was definitely a unique experience.
If there is another discussion like this, I would come back for sure. It was a a solid conversation, and I believe this should be like more open to different kinds of people, so there's more opinions gathered and more to learn from this.
These were merely one of the many interesting ideas discussed at the meeting. What began as a simple conversation over pizza turned into something greater. Throughout these discussions, students brought different experiences, different ideas, different perspectives, and different hopes for the future. Some agreed, while others disagreed, but at least they were having a conversation. This meeting proved that young people are approaching democracy thoughtfully and thinking deeply about the world around them. The next generation of students is the future of democracy, and it will be shaped by thoughtful and earnest conversations like the one we had in the basement.